lot has changed. Life took off in a very unexpected way, took a very unexpected turn for the better, and I can't necessarily say that I'm back full-time on YouTube, but I've felt a lot more called to come on here to create videos again and to create content. So that's exciting. There is such a massive shift happening in the world on a global level, a huge collective shift, and I've communed with my guides, I've communed with my higher self, I've communed with my ancestors, I have communed with all the energies, right? All the energies, everything unseen, and I'm done hiding. It's the best way to put it. I was hiding. I was afraid of what this could look like coming on here as myself, as my true self, dressing the way that my soul wants me to dress, and talking about the things, sharing the things that are real to me, that are true to me, and not caring what anyone thinks about it. And so that's where we're at. So much has shifted since June, which is when I posted that last video and I announced card readings. And I can't even begin to thank you guys. I was blown away. I'm still blown away by the response from that. Like, still blown away by it. I have done hundreds of readings since June, which, yes, is a lot. I've had to take breaks and, you know, to recharge and to realign my energy, but the feedback that I have received from all of you has been just so wonderful. I'm just gonna pop up a bunch of the feedback I've received from these readings on the screen for you. You can also read them over on my website at innerdivinealchemy.com/readings. I'll leave that link in the description box below. But tapping into everyone's energies over the past couple of months has made me realize just how alike we all actually are, and has really put the law of divine oneness at the forefront. It's really opened up my heart in ways that I can't even begin to express or explain. What is smoking? Oh, this candle went out. Oh my gosh, I thought something was on fire. Happy Lionsgate. Anyways, I have more of a direction. I feel more willing and open and curious to bring this side of myself that is more, I'll put it this way, the side that I was showing previously in my videos was more like, I think of tarot cards and I think of the sun and I think of the moon, right? And so what that was the sun. That was the girl who was always on. She was always doing things. She was going after her goals and getting things done and achieving things and writing books and launching courses and programs and doing like all the things, right? Like that was like Kristen's sun energy. But duality is a thing here. Polarity, duality, right, is a thing. We have both sides. And so what I'm embodying now more so, or learning to really embody, is the moon and the high priestess energy. It's the divine feminine. It's the opposite of the sun, right? It's night. It's dark. It's intuitive. It's ethereal. It's mysterious. And I think I'm gonna have a lot of fun creating videos in this energy, especially with Samhain or Halloween coming up. I don't know, I have some ideas, and I think it's just going to be fun to create videos in sort of like a darker aesthetic. I guess we'll go ahead and continue this video as like a vlog, right? And see where it goes. So, look at us vlogging again. It is 7 o'clock in the evening. I am now a night person, like more so a night person than I was before. I stay up really, really late, and that is because I need to shut off from the collective mind, the collective energy, in order to be able to tap into my own intuition and also to do these card readings. So I try to wait until normal humaning hours to actually send the readings, because if I were sending things at like 3, 4, or 5 o'clock in the morning, people would be like, what is this girl doing? But that's just the reality of it, right? Something I just want to throw out there, like disclaimer real quick, is that I am a cosmic witch. I am a lunar witch. I identify as a witch. I have the witch wounds, or the witch marks, I guess you could say. I have the witch marks on my hands. I also have the witch wound in my natal birth chart. And if you've listened to the podcast, then you know that I've talked about my past life regressions and all of that. And before I tapped into my own psychic abilities, I went to a psychic medium regularly, and she connected me with my Celtic ancestors who are 970 years old. And they were able to confirm that there is Celtic blood running through my veins, and that they were witches, and that I have those abilities, those intuitive gifts, right? So I just want to come out and say it. Don't go tell me to find Jesus. Don't go tell me that the Bible's the only way. Like, don't waste your time. Also, I work with Jesus on a regular basis. He's an ascended master. So everything that, I won't get into it here, but the things that, things are not what they seem. Things are not what they seem. I'm just going to leave it at that, and maybe we will have a longer discussion about that in the future. But just as I have the right to practice my truth and to share my truth, so do you. And I will fight for your freedom to be able to do that. And so I ask that you respect that and that you do the same. So as you can see, I've had my nook decorated like this for more of like the Halloween, darker aesthetic, darker vibe, right? I did this did I do it in June or late May? I think it was June when I did this, because summer is just a very difficult season for me. I tend to stagnate. I don't do well. I don't do well in the summer months. It's really, really difficult for me. I like really come alive in the fall. Like really come alive. So that doesn't tell you something. I don't know what will. But anyways, I've had this completely decorated. It has been like my sanctuary, my safe space. It's where I do all of my inner divine collective stuff, as well as all of the readings. So very sacred space here. And yeah, I still work in my office quite a bit, and I'm still being creative and writing books, although that's not really my focus. It's interesting, that's actually kind of moved now into more of a joyful hobby or expression, whereas before it started to feel more like work, mostly because of YouTube, right? Which I understand, like I totally put that pressure and put that on myself. But anywho, yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. But I'm actually gonna go into my office now because I do need to kind of plan out the week. It's a Saturday as I'm filming this. And so we have the Lionsgate portal tomorrow, new moon in Leo tomorrow. I'm doing my new moon ritual in the Inner Divine Collective on Monday in our Facebook group. and I have multiple readings that I need to schedule and see how many I need to do each day. So let's go ahead and go into my office and we will start, yeah, B-roll, because I haven't had any B-roll yet, have I? No. Here we go. But first, everybody missed you so much. Hi. You say hi to everyone. Say, I miss being filmed. All right, so it's definitely been a while since we've been in my office. Hi, Lace. What you doing, honey? Yeah, sounds exciting. Not much has really, do you like how giant this, I haven't changed the tripod over. This is wonderful. I haven't really changed up the vibe in here yet. Oh, look at my paint pour. Didn't it turn out so good? I love it so much. Okay, distractions. Anyways, I haven't really updated my office since the last time I showed it to you guys, but I am going to be doing a more spooky aesthetic type vibe in here. So perhaps that'll be in one of my future vlogs where we will redecorate my office. I also tried to put my moon wreath up there and it kind of like fell over and then it just hasn't moved. So I'm just hoping it stays like that. Anyways, I've gotten these new glasses that remind me of, what's her name? Professor Trelawney? Am I saying that right? From Harry Potter? I'm obsessed with them. I know they look ridiculous. I know, but they're also blue light blocking. So I still have my diff eyewear glasses, blue light blocking glasses, and I still really like these. I do. They're great. They're wonderful. But there's just something about the really, really thick frames that it's just so good. So yeah, here we are in my office, extra chair and all, and now my crystals over here. I've been using, instead of like a to-do list, so I have to keep myself organized in some way, right? Yeah, that was loud, I know. I use more of like this, I don't even know if it's gonna show up, this weekly plan. There we go. So, ow. Ow. This is what I've been using to keep track of what is going on each day. And it's not so much that I have to-do lists. This is just more of like due dates, especially for readings. If there is a live or a ritual that we're doing in the Inner Divine Collective, if there's content going live for the Inner Divine Collective, as well as the TikToks that I'm posting or any IGTVs, I just keep track of all of it here. And that's been really helpful to just look at like 1 week on one piece of paper and to not have it in a planner. I do have a planner. I haven't really been using it. This has been kind of like my go-to thing. Okay, bookish update real quick. So I am doing the second pass of edits for Crescent Fire, which is the 4th book in the Shadow Crown series. I was writing the 5th book during Camp Nano in July. And so I've gotten to a point where I feel like this next pass of edits for Crescent Fire are going to be spot on. So yeah, it's been really fun being back in the Shadow Crown world and the lands of Eridon and writing for Arden and Raiden and Surlia and Darius and Braxton, and it's been a lot of fun. So just finished up with my weekly plan, so I feel much better just knowing what's coming due, like when the readings are coming due, and just kind of organizing all of that. So it'll be really interesting at some point if I can find a way to make a video about how to integrate the divine masculine and the divine feminine, because that has probably been the biggest struggle that I've faced as a spiritual creative entrepreneur, is not getting sucked back into the masculine, like the toxic masculine energy of burnout and doing. Because I had quite a few people reach out on Instagram, I think it was on Instagram, just asking questions like how to be in the flow and be in that divine feminine energy without, like, but still being able to get things done. And so I still think that the video I made on inspired action, is that one under the Inner Divine Alchemy series? It might be. I'm pretty sure it is. That still very much speaks to how I approach my days, where I'm taking action only if it's coming from my heart space. So I've really had to drop from my head into my heart and lead from that space, which can feel pretty scary when you've been in the masculine energy for so long, because I feel like the toxic masculine, at least, is very much up here. It's very much like ego oriented and striving for things outside of yourself. There is a non-toxic masculine, that's the divine masculine, which has also been a really interesting energy to tap into. And again, just integrating both of those into my days. So if that's something that interests you, if that's something that you're also struggling with, leave a comment down below, and yeah, I'll just see how many of you are interested in that and see if I can come up with a way to explain it better, or to give examples, or even better to like show how I integrate both aspects, because they're both equally important in soul alignment, and also going after the things that you truly want for your life, without getting so caught up in the outcome and the how and the forcing of the things to happen, but then also at the same time not getting so like downtrodden and disheartened and disappointed when things seem like they're moving really slowly, whereas like the toxic side of the feminine is just like not doing anything, right? Just like sitting back and like literally not doing anything. And so when you're not doing anything and you're doing too much, both of those are just recipes for disaster. So it's that integration of the two it's been really interesting. It's not something that's taught by many people. It's definitely not taught in school, and it's something I'm having to learn and kind of like forge the pathway for. So again, if you're interested in that, just let me know and I'll see. There's a bug. I'll see what I can come up with. this lovely card right here has shown up in probably about 85%, if I had to guess, 85% of the readings that I have done over the past 2 months. And as you can very clearly see, this woman is wearing a blindfold and she's holding 2 swords, which means that she has essentially reached an impasse where there are multiple options, or in this case 2 options, that she can take. And ultimately this is the energy of stagnation, of avoidance, of an impasse, of weighing difficult decisions, but feeling like no matter which route you take, it's going to be either equally good or equally bad, right? It's really that energy of being stumped as to which path is going to lead you to the best outcome. But this card comes as a reminder that as long as you drop into your heart space and you make the decision from a heart-centered place, that either one of these paths can pan out in a positive way. Sometimes we just have to make a decision and just choose a path and walk down it and know that we can course correct at any time. There's also the possibility that this woman put on the blindfold herself in order to keep herself from making a decision. It's an avoidance tactic, it's a procrastination tactic, it's a way to stay stagnant. And so if this is resonating with you where you feel like you have multiple options right now and you don't know which route to choose, remember that the old ways are crumbling right now. And so more likely than not, the path that is going to be the most beneficial for your growth as a soul is the one that seems a little out there, a little scary, is the one that is new and different, one where maybe you don't have as much experience. And that's because you're being called to forge a new path for yourself, to surrender and release and let go of the old and co-create the new. Of course, with a card like this and some of the other cards in the tarot deck, you can pull multiple cards afterwards, like kind of like on either side of this, to see what the impact on your life would be if you choose path A and what the impact of choice B or path B would be on your life as the second card. So just wanted to share that. Maybe this is something that I will add into the vlogs, especially if I'm noticing a pattern in the readings that I'm doing. And of course, if you would like a personalized reading, if you have questions or anything you would like clarity or guidance on, I would love to read for you. You can find the link in the description box below. You can also go to innerdivinealchemy.com/readings. Okay, so now I really am going to sign off. But again, thank you for being here and for checking out this new journey, for coming along with me. Like I said, we're just gonna see where it goes, but I'm happy that you're here. I'm happy that you're open-minded and willing to traverse the unseen and the more abstract, metaphysical, intuitive side. So I will see you guys next time. Bye.